All right, you guys, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. This topic is a little bit more of a serious topic, but we're just going to jump into it really quickly, and I want to hear what Ian thinks about it. So, recently, there was a documentary that came out on HBO Max called Quiet on the Set. Like Ian, I am a 90s baby. I've watched shows like All That, Keenan and Kel, Cousin Skeeter, Rocket Power, Rugrats, Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show. I mean, I was Nickelodeon, I felt like was one of those adult kid, well, not necessarily adult, but like kind of young adult kid shows that was so opposite from Disney Channel. I mean, I love Disney Channel back in the day too, but like, because I did like the Lizzie McGuire's and the Even Stevens and the That's
Yep.
So Ravens and things of that nature, the Proud Family. But there was something about Nickelodeon that told a very real perspective about how kids were actually living their lives to a certain extent. So when this documentary came out and you saw how they broke down things, it really broke my heart. I mean, if I'm being honest, it really broke my heart because I saw these people like as a kid, I saw these people as like my heroes. And to know that some of these kids were sexually assaulted, some of these kids uh some of them were not well abused. Some of them were taken advantage of. Their parents were even taken advantage of. It's really disheartening. And then when I go back and look at certain things where the producer or the producer Dan Schneider was telling certain jokes and doing certain things, I have seen porn and it's not that much different in how they
Yeah.
set up some of those gags, and I was just like, wow. Like, and that's things as a kid you won't recognize really unless you've been exposed to something like that. But like, I'm like, whoa, it was just crazy. And then when I heard Drake Bell's interview about what was going on, that just broke my soul. It really did break my soul. So, um, and you saw? Did you see the documentary number one? Because
Yep.
it is on HBO Max. And what did you think about it? Did you watch Nickelodeon growing up? And what? How did it affect you hearing these different stories from the different cast members of Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I saw the. Yeah, I did see the documentary. I did see Dan Snyder's response as well. He has a video on YouTube where he responded to it, which was very interesting. It gave me a little another perspective of it. But yeah, I grew up. Man, I'm a '90s Nickelodeon kid. I did prefer it over Disney myself. I did like, of course, like Boy Meets World and even Stevens and stuff, and Smart Guy too. Great
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Look, real quick, I want to just say Black Excellence was great in the '90s. By the way, we need to get that back.
It was.
Like the family was great. Family dynamics was great. The comedy was great. It was awesome. Um, but yeah, back to the documentary. One of the wildest shit I've ever seen. And like it was. This is not new speculations, by the way. Too. Like I've been hearing about how he treated more so like the kids after I became an adult, like Ariana Grande and them. You're watching video of her licking her feet and squeezing a potato like it's a peanut. It's the weirdest thing for a teenage girl to be doing. And technically, some of the stuff Dan was not doing was illegal, just because you have to get approved by multiple people high, because he didn't run Nickelodeon. He didn't run.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go through a lot of like executives and like FCC rules and stuff like that. So that doesn't make him no less than a creep though. Like what? Like to me, the bigger evil is the studios that would like, if you're not looking at what this is going to be broadcasted, or you just don't care because this guy is making you so much money. That's the bigger evil right there. Anybody can be a creep. It's just your job to get the creep the hell out of here. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he was there for 20 plus years, I believe, that's
Mm-hmm.
insane. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane. And believe it or not, Dan Snyder is not even the worst person on the documentary. He's just the face. Like everybody was like ready to see Dan Snyder be this child molester, which he actually kind of wasn't. He was just a very creepy perv. The biggest villain was the guy with the pickle guy. I don't remember what his name was. but the guy that did all this stuff to Drake, he has a
Mhm.
special place in hell,
Oh
in
yes,
my
he
opinion.
does. Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
he has a special place in hell to the stuff that he did to that poor kid. And taking it back to like child actors, like we don't know all of
Mhm.
Amanda Bynes' story, but I've looked at her recently on social media. Something
Mhm.
happened to her, man. Something happened to
Yeah,
her, and that and
yeah.
that breaks and it breaks my heart because, like you said, we watched we grew up with these kids. Like we didn't know them personally, but we're growing up with them as they're growing up. And this is like
Mhm.
seeing your old classmate, you know, have mental health issues or on drugs or have an alcohol problem. Like just the problems and the sadness of the world. Life getting to them. It's just like so sad. You want to like help them out. You want to give them a hug and all this stuff. It's crazy. Like how evil adults can be for profit or how just for their own personal gain or own personal pleasures. This like these are kids, they're still developing, man. This Nickelodeon should have been as much as I love Nickelodeon, as I said in the beginning of this rant, boy, they need to be investigated more. Dan Snyder, he's not going to work ever again. And that guy's in prison. If he's not in prison, he needs to be in prison. How the fuck
Mhm.
did he get hired again by Disney? I have no idea, but that's another subject. But yeah, the fact that all that went around so much and like people can turn a blind eye, it's just so sad, man. It's heartbreaking.
It's definitely heartbreaking, and I'm sorry if you guys see me moving. I have a 5-year-old who's trying to play with my technology when she should be playing with her iPad. Yes, baby, but yes, I do agree with you guys, and let's. What do you guys think about what's been going on with the whole Dan Schneider thing, with the quiet on the set thing? Like I said, personally, this was disheartening to see, and I hope that everyone involved got justice, and I hope they're able to see. I hope they're able. I hope they're able to see. Uh,
Amen, baby
uh,
girl.
get justice, but also I hope they're able to come back from all of this.
Mhm.
Jump in the comment section below and let me know what you guys thought about the document.